All right, as always, here's the risk disclosure. Trading futures is risky. Know what you're doing before you do it, and you can lose all your money. Also, this live stream is not financial advice. It is for educational purposes only, and the live stream is not intended to copy my trades. Good morning, everybody. Morning, Jimmy, Chris. How's it going? Yeah, you liked it? Yeah. Morning, Todd. Doctor. Oh, what happened there? Morning, Dan. All right, we have some nice 8:30 news. So I tried to get on here a little bit earlier today. Nice, Doctor. Yeah, that helped me so much when I switched to ticks. Makes every trade look the same. No matter how many contracts, whether you're micros, 1 mini, 10 minis, doesn't matter. Looks like we got a simplicity long going. Man, this market's been running up. We're getting close to the one deviation. That's awesome, Chris. Yeah, no need to rush it if it happens. Trying to see 11,931. Oh, we're at the daily high right now. Which, yeah, I mean, we're just running long. We might go try to test. And 12,000's not too far away. Not sure if it'll get it during pre-market, but never know. We got that news coming out. All right, nice run up here. We might just go ahead and hit this dev. LRE would be down towards this flux and wall area right now. Nice bar shooting up. When it's already just in a trend like this, I just, on the pullback, I like to see if it'll give me a little something extra. On a nice trend, you don't need too much. It just needs to continue that trend. If you could take it off a wall or with some HD or something, that's all you really need. Potential Lorax. Actually, I need to turn up my volume a little bit. Still have an LRE down here towards this wall. If it pulls back, we have triple clusters now up there. So what I'm doing too for my LREs is I'm going to be trailing some of them. But if you trail, you got to, I'm looking for targets. So if this does come down, if it did, and it heads back up, I'd be looking to tighten up right back around this area. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen or I'm expecting, but just as an example. I'd actually, at this point, since it's leaving these triple clusters, this OP here, I'd actually like this to run up, continue running up a little more, and then pull back and take an LRE off of that level now versus coming back down. Because right now an LRE would be right around here, which we have these OP and triple clusters here that I would not like to go through long. This is high impact news, so I don't think it'll last that long though. Like, CPI last week, how it just the rest of the morning was pretty zippy and nasty. I think we'll get a big move and then it'll settle back down. Never know though. Yeah, that cluster came up. So I would 943.75 would be an up close of that bar. So I would prefer that to close up and continue long and then come back to that cluster for an LRE. I would like that. So if this can go a little bit further long, then I could potentially take it to the deviation level. Maybe, but it's kind of hesitating, chopping. You see, it's not really getting much separation from that cluster just yet. Morning, Vegas. I was having a little computer trouble yesterday morning too, where it was running like max temperature. I was getting a little worried, but everything was working. My fans, my water cooler, everything was working, so I couldn't figure it out until last night. I had to move it and clean it. I ran some auto tuning on it, where it like optimizes your fans and stuff, and now it's working flawlessly again. Good morning. So I'm just waiting. Hopefully it doesn't start chopping here. As we get closer to the news, it may. I'm on a little bit of a losing streak. I don't know if y'all have noticed. So I need to turn this around here pretty soon. Just get a little focused, have more patience. That's why money management's so important. I preach it all the time because you never know. You can go on little losing streaks. It could be the market. It could be yourself. It could be a mix. I think it's kind of a mix right now for me. So just trying to get back on track. What's up, buddy? Son just walked in. Morning, Jim. Morning, Preet. We're waiting on the kind of seeing if this is going to continue long or if it's going to chop around until the news happens in about 15 minutes. Morning, Peter. Hope everybody's doing all right. See. Morning, Jim. Yeah, I'm just going to kind of halfway sit on my hands right now. Unless this makes a move long. And then pulls back. But we're getting 15 minutes till the high impact news. Can't stress how important that is to pay attention to news. Don't want to get caught in it. Dang commissions. That's not bad though. That's good. I use Streamlabs. I think that's Stream. I think it's Streamlabs. Yeah, Streamlabs. Chris recommended it to me, and it's free. It's actually free, and it works great. There's a ton of videos too on YouTube that shows how to different people showing you how to optimize the settings and different things like that to get it to run good. Slowly trying to make a move up.
Potential TX on NQ. Potential double TX on NQ.
Yeah, but you can't be upset at that. If it's a good setup and it just lost, I mean, imagine that, Chris. Zero commission futures. Yeah, look at that double cluster now, and they're pretty much on the same level. Different bars, same level. Big fight going on. So I definitely would not be taking an LRE here. Yeah, those should-haves. I hate that. I've done that many times where I was, up, where I had one nice trade, and then I probably should have stopped. Then you see something that looks good, and then it loses, and you say, well, I should have just stopped. Yeah, see, we have ODD on the 10 tick. Double clusters now on the same level. This could be the top for right now, the top of the market. If this bar on the 30 tick closes down, especially leaving a mini magnet behind. Let me pull that over. Anytime you leave a mini magnet on a reversal bar like this, on the 30 tick, if this closes down at 932 and gives a simplicity short, normally I'd say that'd be a nice short to take, but depends how close we are to news. That's the thing right now. I got to remember this news. Just going to leave this here for now. Yeah, Vegas, I have, pretty much a profit target that I go for every morning, right? And if I'm 3/4 of the way there, because maybe I took a loss or I didn't take a full win or I had to cut one short or something, then I usually call it. I don't have to hit that target. If I'm close enough, then I usually call it. Sounds kind of like what you're doing there. If you have a certain amount, then you're good with it and just call it a day. That's definitely smart. So we may be getting a simplicity short. Not yet. It looks like it's trying to give us a setup bar. That 30 tick bar looks like it's trying to close down. Now we are at the bottom of a 50 tick bar, so got to be careful of that. That bar on the 30 tick closed down with that mini magnet, double clusters. This is a sign that the market is reversing and coming down. So we do have a setup bar on simplicity. Now we have an entry bar, so there is a simplicity short. So if you're looking for a target on the 30 tick, it'd probably be down here with the ZOIs, or I'd actually expect you have a little coil chop here, some clusters here. So I'd expect if it does run down, then some hesitation around that area. That's, of course, assuming not taking into account news. Anything can happen with news. And then the ODD on the 10 tick with that mini magnet as well. Red absorption X, ODD, all that good stuff. Everything's looking like the market should be coming down. Adjust this mic a little bit. Yeah, I mean, I normally would feel confident in it if it wasn't for the news. Since there's the news, I'd play it safe and just kind of wait. Too close to news. Anything can happen. It's going, though. See if it hits that area that I mentioned before news. We do have a couple flux levels. We have this wall here, too. Wish there wasn't news. I would like this setup.
Potential TX on NQ.
We're getting pretty close to that area. We're heading right into that little chop area on the 30 tick now. Nice. Good one, Dan. Yeah, that was a beautiful simplicity short. If you got in at the entry, let's just call it 931. I mean, there's been 10. It's been 10, hit 10 points. Be a nice little 10 point. You could have easily got 5 to 10 on it. Still going. Now we're getting close to that cluster on the 30 tick. Nothing wrong with staying out of that one, Chris. I mean, I liked it a lot. It's just we're getting so close to the news. And I actually like this LRE, but man, we're just so close to the news. We're in the dark zone. Man, I like this LRE, but I have to stay out. I have to. Yeah, this not only did it have the ODD, but the double clusters on the 30 tick with a mini magnet and the red absorption X after a long trend. We have DR divergence on the 30 tick, long trend up, double clusters, TX, mini magnet, red absorption X, double clusters. Every sign was there that this thing is coming down. Good morning. Good morning. TV. Yeah, I trade the Apex Sniper system. So I talk about the market and I also trade. So if I see a good entry, I'll take a setup, I'll trade. I don't call out trades or anything like that for, it's not meant to copy my trades, but for anybody using the Apex system, it's another perspective on what I'm looking at. So now, yeah, we have 4 minutes to the news. See, and that's the thing. I liked this LRE, this short right off this flux and these order prints here. We had double clusters there to the left. I liked it, but I didn't take it because we're in the dark zone, and I'm glad I didn't take it. I'd be in a losing position. So you may come down and win, but I mean, high impact news I don't play with. We do have HD also now in on the 30 tick too, so it's kind of conflicting. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the stream. We have news in about 2-3 minutes.
Double cluster NQ.
Yeah, Flo. So I started trading. I traded the sniper system, the sniper setups for the first couple years that I was with, trading with Apex. And actually, the first time I ever got funded was just by taking those HD trades and ETXs, the enhanced TXs. So I only took those two, and I tried to only take them with the trend. And yeah, it was great. But now I take the low risk entries on the simplicity chart. All right, about maybe a minute and a half till news. No, I don't think you can, Todd. I've tried to look because I would love to have my ticks displayed there when I'm flat, but I haven't seen any way to do that. So I just have it off. There we go, right up to 12,000. Look at that. Blew through 12,000.
OP rejection on NQ. Double cluster NQ. SLZ on NQ.
Man. Yep. Roller coaster for sure. Yeah, it might. I was thinking that it's going to, of course, rock the market. But this news, I wasn't expecting for it to stay zippy and ugly for the rest of the market pre-morning or pre-market, but we'll see.
Double cluster NQ.
Yeah. Yeah, the thing just shot up.
Double cluster
A lot of times it'll spike one direction and then run the other way. Look at that, it hitting the 1.5 deviation.
potential setup A on NQ.
Oh man, Jeff. Yeah, I wasn't watching YM.
Double
Let me
cluster
see.
NQ. Potential TX on NQ. Double cluster NQ.
Yeah, Chris, if you do, it would probably be a little while. Click it. Just kidding. Hold on, let me get rid of that one. This little spam bot thing I have on my channel has been blocking a lot of those out really well. But these people are
Double cluster NQ.
getting around it.
Potential TX on NQ.
Chris. Man, this thing is going. So usually after news, I mean, most times it'll spike up and then it'll calm down and kind of start trading around where it was before. So that's a lot of times why I don't take the first LRE after news. But in this case, it may not make it back down for a while.
Potential setup B on NQ. Potential TX on NQ. Trap orders with exhaustion box on NQ. Double cluster NQ. Potential TX on NQ. Potential setup B on NQ.
I'm not sure, Flo, if anybody streams sniper trades, but in the elite room, you know, they call out trades that are more sniper, like the Lorex trades and some other sniper trades. But they usually do that after the open.
Double cluster NQ. Potential setup A on NQ. Potential setup B on NQ.
We have an LRE here, but
Cluster NQ. Potential TX on
it's
NQ.
kind of choppy. Still
Trap orders
moving a lot. We have a lot of HD on the 30 tick.
setup A setup B on NQ.
Problem is I couldn't really see.
T on NQ.
See if this thing comes back down though. It's a little choppy on my 10 tick, so didn't really want to just hop into something. Give it a little bit more time to see what it wants to do. We have a cluster here on the 30 tick too. It's at 12,100, pretty close to it. Chopping right on this wall.
Potential TX on NQ. Potential setup B on NQ.
Yeah, it was a nice beat. That's a major HD on the 30 tick, over 1,000%. I just know it's just rare for the market to get up to around the 2 deviation and higher. I mean, it happens obviously. What was it, last week it went to the 3, but it's just, not very often. It can happen. So you can't have any bias. It can happen. It can continue long. Yeah. I think he's just saying that's how much it moved. I don't know.
Double cluster NQ. Potential SLZ on NQ. SLZ on
Yeah,
NQ.
Vegas, that's a good way of looking at it for sure. Yep. Just call it a even day, washout day. All right. Let's see. Potential simplicity setup bar. We did just lay a green eye block here on the 30 tick. Jeff, yeah. Exactly, Vegas. All right, we have a simplicity short now. Let's see if it wants to go short. Yeah, I would just wait for the LRE on this thing to make sure that it does, in fact, want to go short. Can't imagine that it'd stay short for too long, but who knows? There's some double clusters right above the deviation to the left on the 30 tick. Might come down and test those. That would be around 72.50. 73 would be the top of the first cluster.
Double cluster NQ.
Yeah. Well, it's getting that the number now, it's above 80%, but yeah, it was potentially in an ODD state. I would have liked this to run down a little further first for an LRE, but because I typically don't like my LRE's entries to be behind the original simplicity entry. But it could hit that wall with some HD and come down. But now it's through these walls. I'm going to wait still because I'm still not very convinced this wants to continue running short. Well, that was a good LRE there. I wanted to take it towards the bottom of this area here.
Double cluster NQ.
Not necessarily way back behind the original simplicity entry. That's kind of another one of my own rules. But I did confirm too, when you take LREs behind the original simplicity entry, that it does have a lower probability. Doesn't mean it's not valid. It just has a little bit lower of a probability.
Potential TX on NQ. Potential double TX on NQ. Trap orders with exhaustion box on NQ. Double TX on NQ. Setup A, setup B on NQ. Potential TBS on NQ.
All right, let's see if we can get
Potential TX on NQ.
morning. Yeah, we had a
Potential double TX on
few high impact news events happen.
orders with exhaustion box on NQ. Double TX on NQ.
A little choppy. It's choppy right in this area. If we end up breaking this deviation, our next run down area would be down here where this thick wall is in ZOI. Around 040, 037 to 040. They'd have to break this deviation with this ZOI on it though. Left a ZOI on top of it on its way down. It's trying. All right, now an LRE would be up at these walls, which I'd prefer an LRE to be like around here, this 77.25 area, because we have double clusters on the 30 tick there. Come back up and test that area. Okay, now it's kind of in a pretty good area. It's hitting the deviation though, so let's see what happens here. Looks like it's running right through it. Maybe this market will start coming back down.
Potential TBS on NQ. Potential TX on NQ.
A nice simplicity run, that's for sure.
Potential setup A on NQ. Potential setup B on NQ. Trap orders with exhaustion box on NQ. Setup A, setup B on NQ.
LRE would be up above the deviation. See if we get some HD on this pullback. All right, running right down to that level. Not really giving any good LRE entries here. In the elite room, let's see.
Potential TX on NQ. Potential setup B on NQ.
Wonder if it's the same dash that hasn't wanted to change their name. Wait, let's see what we have here. Might be getting, ooh, there's a crash going on. Pretty close to an LRE here.
Double cluster NQ.
It's not really getting, it didn't pull back enough. I liked that crash on the 10 tick, but that'd have been a good one. Just didn't quite pull back to where I needed it. Yeah, it looks like they're in the room there. All right, this may give me. Oh, we have a cluster on the 30 tick now. All right, MVP Chris right there. Think that's think the market's going to come down now. Let's see. I think it'll come back down and test those double clusters on the 30 tick. See if that happens. It's getting a little bit choppy, but may not work out. I'm gonna go behind the ZOI here. See if it wants to hold. It may not. Left a paw on the 30 tick. Yeah, this may go long now. If it breaks this ZOI, then I want out. Yeah, it's probably going to break it. Let's see. So looking for it to come down and test those double clusters that it laid on the 30 tick, but this thing's going to run long, it looks like. Yep. Went long. Looks like we have a simplicity long now. Right into the double clusters to the left on the 30 tick. Now it wants to come down. Let's see. See what happens.
cluster NQ.
See, now it came down and tested those double clusters and it's breaking through where they were. So my read was right, but market wanted to run up further. See, market's always testing double clusters. I was looking at it to come down to these double clusters, but it pulled up and wanted to test these double clusters to the left. And then we did have some way to the left, but these were more immediate. So see if we get a reset again. Let's see. Yeah, I have the order prints on the 30 tick also, so it'll show Xboxes and all that. All right, now we have a mini magnet with a down closed bar on the 30 ticks. Let's see if this wants to push short or not. This bar here with the mini magnet. See if it can make it past. Good job, Chris. See you later.
Potential OP rejection on NQ. OP rejection on NQ.
All right, looks like the market's definitely cooled since the news. Not much happening anymore. See if we get another move before the open.
Double cluster NQ.
We have these 3 mini magnets down here on the 30 tick too. So if it does go short, probably expect chop. Some chop in this area.
Double cluster NQ. Potential OP rejection on NQ.
We're getting some
OP rejection.
little bit of choppiness on the 50 tick. Right here, we're on a 3rd bar of chop.
Double cluster NQ. Potential TX on NQ. Trap borders with exhaustion box on NQ.
Ran up almost to those double clusters on the 30 tick. Again, testing right there. It's right at them now. So see what it wants to do here. If it wants to get rejected again, or if it wants to go up. Looks like it's getting rejected for now.
Potential elevator on NQ.
Oh yeah, laptops, good trading laptops. I haven't seen too many under $2,000. We're actually pretty close to it. Still staying in this little range, just waiting for it to break out of it.
Potential TX on NQ. Trap orders with exhaustion box on NQ. Potential SLZ on NQ. SLZ on NQ.
No, these are not Renko bars. They're similar, but they're not. They're Apex diagnostic bars where there's no time. It's just moved by ticks, and they calculate the order flow, and they leave what we call order prints behind based on what the orders are doing. It's just kind of another way for it to show order flow. Let's wait and see if this is going to break short. Looks like we're setting up for short. Of course, like I said, towards the bottom there, we have those, below this wall, we have those mini magnets on the 30 tick. All this here could cause some chop or at least some hesitation. Market's really struggling to get out of this area, though. Back up to the deviation, it looks like.
Double cluster NQ.
Really need to break this bottom. All right, let's see if he wants to break now. It's struggling. Yeah. Yeah, this thing is just struggling at this area. Yes, pretty much the fourth try. The fourth try on the 30 tick. Yeah. I at least didn't want it to chop around until the open. I wanted it to... Figured it may chop after a big move a little bit, but then, go on another run. Yeah. Curveballs for sure. Okay, we're on the fourth bar of chop on the 50 tick. If this closes at 059.75, it'll complete the fourth bar chop, and then I'll be looking for a breakout. 059.75. It has to hit. Struggling to close that bar.
Double cluster NQ.
Yeah, we're getting, we're about 19 minutes till the open, so it's getting a little tight there. May not get the breakout.
Double cluster NQ.
Yep, triple cluster. May be ready to go short now. Cluster on the 30 tick. If we get this bar to close at, or a 50 tick bar to close at 034.25, then we'll get out of that little area.
Double cluster NQ.
Pretty ugly right now. Yeah, I was watching that too. For a JFT. All right. 034.25. There we go. Now let's see if it wants to go. Like I said, though, we have those mini mags down here. Could chop around or hesitate once it gets down there. So it's not clear sailing for sure. Right in this area. See, it hit that mini magnet exactly, kind of popped up a little bit. Yeah, they can always say something wrong and move the market in one way or the other. Or try to say what everybody wants to hear. Just never know. So you have this big bar on the simplicity chart that shot down. So you got to be a little bit cautious of that. We do have our breakout bar. So on the 50 tick, it was only a 3-bar chop, but as much as it struggled to break this area around 40 to 42, if we pull back up to that area, I'll probably short it, depending on how close we are to the open. All right, now it's trying to move. This thick cyan wall is where an LRE would be now, hitting the lower mini magnet. So it may bounce and pop up and give us an LRE before continuing short. And then we have a ZOI even lower on the 30 tick here. So if this pulls back and gives an LRE off this wall, I'm going to go short and then look out for those targets. Got some HD built up. See if we can get up there. It's not going to get up there. Oh, man, I got a bad feel. It popped up, and I got in, but I got a bad feel. See if it wants to go down, though. All right, I'm moving to break even because we're up 20 plus ticks. I think it's going to come back down and test that mini magnet, but we'll see. Gonna secure a little profit. Struggling here. There we go. Come on, break down. Test that mini magnet. That's what I'm wanting it to do. Put it on the top of this little green eye zone. Probably knock me out here in a second. There we go. Got a nice little win. I figured it'd hesitate there because if you look on the 30 tick, there was that magnet that was there with that cluster. So it kind of hesitated a little bit. Didn't want to risk giving back on that one. So decent little win. Seeing this thing's bouncing around. We're getting closer to the open. Didn't want to hold it too long. Still think it'll push down, pop back up on this wall. I like that it left a mini magnet on this wall right here. But we have that cluster. We're hanging right around that cluster. It might be laying a mini magnet on the 30, but it'd be best if this pushed down first, because this little zone is kind of choppy and hesitating like I was expecting. Right now, I would wait because we're kind of in a range now. So I would wait until it breaks this lower mini magnet before taking another LRE. Just because when it hits an area the third or more time, then it has a higher probability of breaking it. So it's bumped up against this wall, 1, 2, 3, 4 times. And it hasn't been making it back down to this mini magnet on the bottom. So if it comes back here, there's a higher chance that it could break long at this point. And simplicity is pretty sideways. It can go either way. That's the thing. But I wouldn't want to take a shot at going short again. And now there's a cluster on the 30 tick bar that we're on. If this 30 tick bar can close short, then I would think it would break low and go. But at this point, I would just wait. Yeah, Mark, it could go either way at this point. All right, Vegas, see you tomorrow. Yeah, that win I just took now pretty much wiped out my loss I took earlier. So I'm pretty even on the day. Think I'm just a little bit negative on commissions, maybe a couple ticks. If I would have got a good fill, because I got a horrible fill, because it spiked up and I hit to get in, and it filled me about, let's see, about 3 to 4 points off of where I was trying to. So I would have had a really nice winner there if I would have got filled right. See, I was expecting, if you look at the 10 tick, I was trying to get it as close to this wall as possible, and I was expecting to run it down at least to this mini magnet. See, that would have been a nice run there. About 36.50. That would have been a 15-point move. That would have been my one and done for the day. But, see, it's chopping around here and looking ugly. Didn't make it down there.
Double cluster NQ.
All right, y'all. Well, that's going to make my day. I'm not going to take any more trades getting too close to the open dark zone. So, yeah, I'm going to call this one a day. Just chalk it up as a 1-1 and come back tomorrow. News kind of messed things up a little bit. So, all right. For those of you still trading, trade well. Have a great day, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Take care.